So do you also use Mailercloud to manage the email marketing of your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to create or update a Mailercloud subscriber on Zoho Forms submission. So over here I'm running a real estate agency and we collect the details of our potential clients with the help of Zoho Forms. So now what I want is that as soon as we receive the details of our potential clients with the help of Zoho Forms, automatically with the help of the same details, a new subscriber should be created in my Mailercloud account too. That too without any manual efforts. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Zoho Forms and Mailercloud. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this automation for your business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I'll show you how to automatically create or update a Mailercloud subscriber whenever a Zoho form submission is received. So this automation helps you to keep your email list updated effortlessly, ensuring a better engagement with your audience. So to get started, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm just going to click on this sign in. And as soon as we're going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm just going to click on this Access Now button right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to click on this Access Now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says Create Workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here, I want to save the workflow in this folder which says Automations, and I want to name my workflow as How to Create or Update Mailercloud Subscriber on Zoho Forms Submission. Zoho Forms to Mailercloud. And then we simply have to click on this button given right over here which says Create. And as soon as we're going to click on this Create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. So trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow will run. Alright. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we simply have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Zoho Forms. So I'm just going to search for Zoho Forms right over here. And as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically, trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here, what I want is that as soon as a new form submission is received in my Zoho Forms, my workflow should be triggered or started. So I'm just going to select my trigger event as new form submitted. And after selecting the trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Zoho Forms account and our Pabbly Connects workflow. So what we have to do is we're simply going to copy this webhook URL and then we have to follow this help text, and it is saying log in to your Zoho Forms account. Go to the existing form you wish to integrate and then click on edit. Visit the integrations webhooks and then configure webhook. Alright, we're going to follow the same. I'm just going to open my Zoho Forms account, and over here you can see all the forms which I have created. But I'm just going to create this automation for this form which is Prime Properties Inquiry form. So I'm just going to go towards the edit of the same form for which I want to create this automation. And if you want to learn how to create a new form, you can go towards this new form button and create your own. Alright, so I'm just going to go towards the edit of the same form I want to create this automation for. So as you can see that this is my form. Alright, so now I'm just going to connect this form with my workflow. For that, I'm just going to go towards this integration section given right over here. And now from the left side of the bar, we are simply going to go towards this webhook section. And now you can see that the webhook status for this is already enabled. But if in your case it is disabled, you first have to enable it right from here. And now after enabling it right from here, you are simply going to enter your webhook URL. So what we have to do is we simply have to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow right over here in the webhook URL field. Alright. And now for the content type, you have to select it as application/JSON. And after selecting the content type, for the authorization type, you have to select it as journal. We're going to move on forward. You can see that I've already entered the payload parameters. So you have to select the fields right over here and enter the form fields right over here, which is the payload parameters. And after doing all of this, you simply have to click on this save. And yes, you can see that we have successfully added our webhook URL right over here in our Zoho Forms account. And with this, we have successfully built a connection between our Zoho Forms and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission/record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what we have to do is, I'm just going to open the same form I connected right now with my workflow. And now from here we have to go towards this access form button, alright, to access this form and do the test submission. Now let's say for the first name, I'm just going to keep it as testing. Last name as user only. Let's say for the phone number, I'm just going to keep it as this. And now for the email address, I'm just going to keep it as this. It is saying type of property you are interested in. Let's say that for that, I'm just going to select it as commercial and click on this submit. And yes, you can see that I've successfully submitted this Zoho form. And now what has happened is that Zoho Forms has sent the details of a test submission towards our workflow, because I connected my Zoho Forms account with my Pabbly Connect's workflow, right? That's the reason. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to open my workflow right from here and check for the response received of our test submission, which we did right over here. All right. So I'm just going to open my workflow and we're going to wait for a few seconds right over here. And yes, you can see the response has been received. You can see the first name which we received. You can see the last name, the phone number, the type of property, and the email address. So yes, you can see that these details are exactly the same which we entered during our test submission. And with this, we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what will happen is that as soon as a new form submission is made in my Zoho Forms, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered and Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. Alright, we're going to move on forward towards our action step. Now what I want is, I want to create or update a Mailercloud subscriber on Zoho Forms submission. So for my action application, I'm just going to select it as Mailercloud. So I'm just going to search for Mailercloud right over here, and as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as create or update a subscriber and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Mailercloud account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the API key. And to get this API key, we simply have to follow the help text, and it is saying you can find the API key under your Mailercloud account. Navigate to the accounts and then integrations, and then click on API integrations. But instead of doing all of this, you can see simply we have got a hyperlink of API integrations right over here. So I'm directly going to click on this hyperlink right over here. Alright, so I'm just going to click on this hyperlink, and it is directly redirecting me to the API integration section of my Mailercloud account. Alright, so yes, this was really easy because I've already logged in my Mailercloud account before starting with the automation. And that's why it is always advised to log in your applications before starting with the automation. It makes the procedure easy. Alright, so now I'm just going to create this API key. For that, I'm just going to go towards this create API key button right over here. And now it is saying add a specific name of your API key. So over here, I'm just going to add my key name as Zoho Forms. So I'm just going to enter Zoho Forms right over here. And I'm just going to click on this generate key button. And yes, you can see API key generated successfully. So over here, you can see that this is my API key. So I'm just going to copy this API key, and then we are simply going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this API key, we we have to click on this save. And as soon as we're going to click on this save, yes, you can see that with this we have successfully connected our Mailercloud account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the list. So it is asking me to select the list in which I want to add the subscriber. All right, so as you can see that I'm just going to select my list as this, which is new leads. And now we're going to move on forward. It is asking for the email and many other details. So yes, I'm just going to enter the details one by one, but we're not going to enter it manually, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step. We've selected Zoho Forms as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of a trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so I'm just going to map the email right over here. We are going to move on forward. It is saying, do I want to add any tags? So no, I don't want to add any tags. So I'm just going to move on forward and map the first name. We're going to map the last name too right over here. So you can see that I'm just going to map the details which are required or the details I wish to enter. If you wish, you can definitely map all the details too. I'm just going to map the phone number. Now you can see that it is asking for many other details. So if you wish, you can definitely map these details too, but I've entered the required details, and now I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. And yes, you can see that with this we have successfully received a positive response, that with this we have successfully created a new subscriber in our Mailercloud account. So I'm just going to open my Mailercloud account and check for the new subscriber created. So I'm just going to open my Mailercloud account, and now from here we have to go towards the left side of the bar towards the audience and then list. And over here you're going to see the to list. Alright, so I added the subscriber in this list which is new leads. So I'm just going to go towards this list, and then we're going to go towards this contact section. And yes, over here you can see that we have successfully added a new subscriber. I'm just going to view this. So yes, you can see the same first name, same last name, same email, and the same phone number which we entered has been added right over here. That too without any manual effort, simply with this automation. And yes, with this we have successfully completed this workflow. But now I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to open my Zoho Forms, and we're going to do another test submission, but this time with the new details, so that I can test my workflow. So let's say for the first name, I'm just going to keep it as smart, last name as user only. You can see the phone number which I'm going to enter. You can see the email address which is smartuser556@pabblytudes.com. For the type of property, I'm just going to keep it as rental this time and click on this submit. And yes, you can see that with this we have successfully submitted our Zoho Forms. And now what will happen is that Zoho Forms will send the details of a test submission to our workflow. Pabbly will capture the response, trigger the workflow, and further create a new subscriber in our Mailercloud account. So I'm just going to open my Mailercloud account, and we're going to refresh this contacts list in order to check for the new subscriber created. So I'm just going to go towards this contacts, and yes, you can see a new subscriber has been created with the same details. You can notice that in real time, within seconds, a new subscriber has been created. So I'm just going to show you all the details. You can see all the details are exactly the same which we entered in our test submission. Same first name, same last name, same email, and the same phone number. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and we have also tested it in real time, and it is running perfectly fine. So now on every new form submission in my Zoho Forms account, a new subscriber would be created or updated in my Mailercloud account automatically. That too without any manual efforts. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. This workflow is going to run in backend. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.